Welcome back to the episode. And today we got some good and bad news, bad and good news.
Mostly bad
Well,
news.
Mostly bad news, but good news also. Sprinkled on top. Rare good news. The bad news is Epic just decided to fire 1,000 people from their company. So this is coming at the time. This was about 2 days ago, as of now, or so. Yeah, this is about 3 days ago as of this recording. So this was the reason is apparently Tim Sweeney himself tweeted about this, and if you look at his Twitter, it is not.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
You know, Tim Sweeney, the nicest, caring, most lovable guy, the most lovable CEO in gaming, by the way. Just great guy overall. Is a piece of shit, first of all. Second of all, he fired 1,000 people, but it wasn't just 1,000 people regularly. Some of them have been in the company before the game became Battle Royale, before Fortnite became a battle.
Oh, like they're like epic OGs.
Yeah, like OGs of the 10 plus years, 6+ years into the company, and they're firing them, right?
I mean,
it definitely feels like they just spun a wheel and they're like, all right, let's see who we're firing today. That's literally how it feels like when it came to them, right?
do we know the reason why they were fired? Like, is it just layoffs?
Tim Sweeney's tweet, it says, in the coming days, employees will see a stream of resume and once-in-a-lifetime quality folks. An important thing to understand is that Epic never lowered our hiring standard as we grew, and the layoff wasn't performance-based, righteous, righteousizing, they weren't just doing it randomly, as companies call it nowadays. It's a sound bet that anyone with Epic got their resume to the top few % of discipline. So he didn't explain the reasoning, really. He just said, hey, their resume is going to look good, though. Even though we fired them, their resume is going to look great, though. So there was no reason behind it, right? This is not only like developers, this is top to bottom. Like, this is all around Epic, by the way. So this is also funny because Tim Sweeney was really, really going after Steam and saying how they have a monopoly and they don't know how to, they're running the company wrong. And it's so funny to say this because Valve continues to do this thing for the past ever. And since their inception of Steam, they just don't do anything. They just produce a good company, and then their competitors just lose, basically.
Yeah. I think, like, sure, if you want to be annoyed that Steam has a monopoly on the PC game store, it's like we just have yet to have a better platform, like, than Steam, like, period. So claiming that they have a monopoly when they just have a better product is definitely interesting. That's like people saying Apple has a monopoly on the phone market, which it's very debatable if Apple even has the best products, but in America,
not even in no way.
Yeah, I mean, Samsung generally seems to have better stuff, but Apple is just more accessible, I guess. But yeah, so him saying stuff like that, and then they have been trying to get the Epic Game Store to like be good for like the longest amount of time, and I feel like, what do they have that's exclusive to the Epic Game Store that's not on Steam? Like, they have Fortnite and Rocket League, and that's pretty much it.
Rocket League looks like they don't even give a shit about Rocket League anyways.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, it doesn't seem like new people are playing Rocket League these days, so
yeah.
Maybe if you don't wanna fire so many people, run your company better, I guess. Like,
again, Epic has about 4,000 people. Well, now 3,000 because they just fired about 1,000 people, running the company, right? And again, layoffs are not a good thing. And I'm not justifying what he's doing, and I'm not defending it. But if you, as a company, overhired and you overhired, there's reasoning behind it. And it means that it starts from the top. And the top of the people are the ones that are fucking up. Because if it's really just like, hey, we're not making enough money, what do you mean? Like,
Oh,
you're literally the owners of Fortnite. You guys printing money at this point.
yeah, I was
Like,
just gonna say, if you guys are struggling as a company and you have Fortnite, which is literally like a license to print money, like the fuck is going on over there?
exactly. And I think regarding that, it's so disgusting to see because like Steam literally like people are always saying, "Oh, like these companies." By the way, ever since they lost ever since they won, I'm sorry, ever since Steam won the lawsuit against the Rothschild family. By the way, if you don't know the Rothschild family, I highly advise you guys do
Just
research on
Google them.
them.
Just Google
They
them.
they are one of the most powerful families in the world, not just in America, in the world. So just look at them up, all right? So they won the lawsuit against the Rothschild family, and then for some reason, there was a New York attorney starting to sue. Washington State attorneys are suing Valve and all that, and they're just winning. Valve just
Mhm.
keeps winning these lawsuits because they're presenting is stupid, right? So it's also, I know we're a little diverse from the fact that again it's not the Epic firing, but I also want to just emphasize it because this also stems because he always has a big thing of attacking Steam when Steam is actually going the right direction. So the main point is where all these lawsuits are coming from is that their CS:GO cases or CS2 cases
Yeah,
are
the gambling thing.
the gambling, but they're getting rid of loot boxes. So if none of you guys have noticed, if a lot of people haven't played CS in a minute, they added this thing where it's kind of like a market. It's a case, quote unquote, but it's not like a loot box case, right? So what happens is you open a laptop basically and you randomly generated skins within it. And then they offer you a price of the skin and then you just buy the skin from the case.
Hmm.
And then you could just re-roll after that, right? So they kind of got rid of the loot boxes and they're like, hey, we're going to give you this skin and this is how much it costs. Do you want it? Yes or no? And then if you don't want it, re-roll, basically, right?
Yeah.
So it's also pretty interesting because it looks like they are kind of they're stepping completely away from loot boxes because it be honest with you, it has ruined a lot of people and it is like just a bad habit. That is the only bad thing I will say about Steam. Loot boxes were bad. And then
Yeah, they're the originators of like the loot
yeah,
boxes,
they were like
unfortunately.
I'm not gonna defend Steam all the way. That was a really bad move by them. But again, look what they're doing. They're changing it up. They're moving away from it. So again, it's another thing with it. Also, I do want to point out the person they fired basically was the head of getting rid of all the bots and all the cheaters in the game. On
What, in
top of that,
Fortnite?
in Fortnite,
Oh, okay.
like in Epic, he was there before the battle royale of Fortnite became a thing. He introduced picture mode, and he made picture mode for Fortnite. So you see all these pictures, and you can make all
Yeah.
these cinematic things. He made that also. So imagine firing him, and then you're like, all right, you just basically fired your best guy. Now what's your company made out of? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just it makes no sense. I think Epic, they say, oh, we want to bring more people to Epic Game Store. Me and you have tried the Epic Game Store. It is not appealing. The
The,
UI is shit. It is not good. There's nothing good about the Epic Game Store that Steam does not already do better.
the only reason that I'm ever on the Epic Game Store is because like sometimes in December they have like free games.
Yeah.
But if they didn't have that, I wouldn't even have it on my computer, to be honest.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd probably rather buy the game for like 60% off on Steam than ever play on the Epic Game Store for a free game. It's weird because like I I just don't like I literally don't have it downloaded on my thing. Because the only reason, by the way, that I only had it downloaded is when Borderlands 3 was exclusive for a year in the Epic Game Store, and people hated that shit. That was the
Hmm.
one time I bought a game from the Epic Game Store. That was it. It was because Borderlands 3 was on the Epic Game Store for a year exclusive, and that was it. And I still regret it to this day buying it because I'm like, I would have just waited a year and just waited for
Hmm.
it to be on Steam. And then now, luckily, Borderlands 4 was on Steam right away. But again, it's bullshit. Like, if I think companies need to understand, people are very easy to please. If I'm going to be honest with you, if you just make a better product, people will go to the better product. It's very simple, right? This would go with
It's
gaming.
like
This
see
would go
how
with
Discord completely replaced Skype like 10 years ago.
yeah,
Like
it's so easy.
it's just because Discord's a better product than Skype. Sorry,
And if
Microsoft.
TeamSpeak wants to take over Discord, they could if they just made a better product. It's really that simple. Again, companies need to understand if you make a better product, if you present away a better product and you actually show it, people will go to it. It's very simple, very simple. But again, it's stupid. But on top of that, another stupid thing, kind of.
Corporate greed. PlayStation. They haven't been really taking many W's recently. The first L that PlayStation has taken is like a couple weeks ago. They announced that no more of their PlayStation exclusives will ever be coming back or coming to PC. And then now, a couple weeks after that awful announcement, which is tragic because there are some cool PlayStation games coming out soon. But now, because of the RAM price increases, which I guess sure maybe RAM is going up, but we love throwing that around. Every single PlayStation 5 version is going up in price by like at least $100. Yeah. The regular PS5, like the one without the disc drive in it, going up $100. Now it's gonna be $650. The PS5, oh no, the disc drive version will be $650. The regular PS5 is gonna be $600. It was $500 before, and now the PS5 Pro is gonna be $900, and that one went up by $150. So, why would you even buy a PS5 Pro anymore? Like I mean, I guess RAM is expensive regardless, but I feel like you could probably build a PC, like a decent PC, for like $1,000. Like, why would you buy a PS5 Pro? Unless you just love PlayStation games.
I understand that, but also like PlayStation exclusive games right now, the only PlayStation exclusive, which is what, Ghost of Yotei, and then if you want to buy a PS4 for the fucking Bloodborne, and that's it. Like, what other exclusives are there?
I mean, like the Marvel Wolverine game is coming out. That's being made by Insomniac, which is the people who made the Spider-Man game. And then like Kojima has had a partnership with Sony. Like, I believe his studio is funded by Sony, so even like Death Stranding 2 came out last year and then came out like 6 months later on PC. That probably will not be happening anymore. Same thing with Spider-Man 2. Like, Spider-Man 2...
I don't know about Kojima. I know Kojima's thing, but like, I feel like that's definitely... I don't know if Kojima would be a fan.
Well, he's like funded by Sony, so it's like if they tell him this is what you got to do, then that's what he's got to do, you know.
I guess so. It's gonna. I get it, and honestly, I just don't understand. Also, like, yeah, I mean, there's a few games, but are you really gonna spend like close to $1,000 just for a few games?
Yeah, unless like God's Gift to Earth is coming out on the PlayStation, I feel like you're stupid if you buy a PlayStation.
Would you buy a PlayStation if Bloodborne Remastered came out on PlayStation? No. You wouldn't buy a PlayStation just for Bloodborne Remastered?
Nope, you can emulate it on PC. All good.
Not even that.
I wanted to play Bloodborne for 10 years and I never caved and bought a PlayStation 4 to play it, so I don't know. There aren't really many games that are worth like changing your whole system for. I mean, that's why Microsoft knows that, and now their stuff is just gonna be on Steam from now on. Like Forza is coming to Steam.
Gears of War,
Halo, yeah, exactly. Everything's on Steam, so like Microsoft knows that people aren't gonna buy an Xbox just to play their exclusives. PlayStation, I guess, still kind of has that, because if like a new God of War collection that they announce is only on the PS5, maybe people will buy it for that. Stuff like that, but I don't know. I think you're crazy if you just buy a PS5 at $900, PS5 Pro at $900. It's not a $900 console.
Just wait for the Steam Cube or buy a PC at that point, you know?
Yeah. Just wait for the Steam. Even if the Steam machine was like $1,100, it would probably be worth. Over the PlayStation. More.
If you want a console, just buy a Steam Cube. Literally, like.
Yeah.
Or a PC. I think like it really is. Consoles are genuinely for casual people. Like just people who like everyday, just everyday people who just want to chill. don't are not too crazy about video games, they just want to play it. Like again, that's not a bad thing. Like if
Well,
you
it's
just
not
casual,
even that. I mean, yeah, sure, it's for casuals, but like you just like I know a lot of PC people are against this, but you could just buy a pre-built PC. Like, sure, you don't
I
get
don't
like
that
your
I don't
money with.
understand it. Just I understand. Yes, it's fun to build a PC. I get
Yeah,
it, but
like if you don't want to deal with that, just buy a pre-built one. Like, who
just buy
gives
a
a fuck?
pre-built. Like again, the people who are saying that oh don't buy a pre-built, that's stupid. To be honest with you, don't listen to them. Just buy a pre-built. Again, it's fine. It'll last you about 2 years minimum. I think.
About
Like,
two. I had my last PC for 8 years.
yeah,
Like,
and like I'm saying like because I'm
with
having
minimal
conversations,
maintenance, by the way. I did
yeah,
not clean that shit.
exactly. Like you, and them saying the minimum, it'll last you minimum 2 years, right? So like again, buying a pre-built PC is not a bad thing. I don't understand it. Okay, cool. You built your own PC. Do you want a cookie? Like the fuck? Like again, just buy a PC. If you want to buy a pre-built PC, buy a Steam Cube when it comes out. Which Steam says they're trying to aim for 2026. It's gonna be late 2026, but 2026 in general.
I have a
But again,
PC and I'm considering buying that because it's
yeah.
cool.
Exactly. Yeah, or the VR or something like that, you know. But again, I think I understand maybe there is like just because of the RAM shortage. I get it to an extent on why they're doing it because of the RAM shortage and Nvidia just fucking over the entire gaming market in general, and now they're kind of paying the price for it because
Yeah.
now
The
they're getting
AI
fucked
bubble
over.
is gonna come. It's gonna
Oh,
pop.
oh
It's
my God,
gotta.
yeah. With Sora already getting shut down and then Disney backing out of the $1 billion investment into Sora, dude, the AI bubble is just only gonna pop soon. It's gonna pop soon. Nvidia's gonna get fucked. So any other company that's doing graphics card right now better start locking in now because they are literally just gonna. It's an open market. It's such an open market for graphics card because they do not. People don't know how like
If AMD
how
just locks in, like they could just
oh my
own the
God.
scene.
They'll be bigger than Nvidia. If AMD locks in, they'll be bigger than Nvidia. Easily. Easily. But onto what was it?
Now
The
this
big
is
news.
the rare
Rare W.
Nintendo
Rare
W.
W.
I'm a Nintendo hater to the grave. Not because I hate their games, but because they know they could charge whatever they want and people will shill for them to know tomorrow. I've never seen like a more like hostile to the consumer company ever. Nintendo just does whatever they want and people love them so much because of nostalgia that they can just do it. But the rare Nintendo W in my book is now unfortunately the games are no longer just $60 for a AAA game. Usually it's $70. But Nintendo decided that if you don't want to buy the physical copy of like the cartridge for the Nintendo games, it's $10 less. So digital games and Nintendo are $10 less. So a AAA like a Nintendo title would be $60 instead of $70.
Yeah, which is
I don't know if Mario Kart is still $80 or whatever it was when it
I
came
wouldn't be
out.
surprised if it was still.
I don't know. Maybe they won't budge on stuff like that, but I think this is like the rare Nintendo W where, I mean, $60 for games is rough. Now seeing Arc Raiders Marathon, like games like that be $40 or Helldivers $40 and great
Community's
games.
still great, like
Yeah.
booming. It's still really, really good.
But
I mean, it is to bring to the topic again. Even by the way, Expedition 33. I think that was $50 if I remember correctly.
I think it was 40.
Was 40? Yeah, exactly.
40.
Like I think people like again. I understand the market is a little bit rough, but it's how do I describe it to people is if you make something cheaper, you actually make more money, which
Yeah,
is
more
weird.
people will buy it.
Yeah, because more people buy it. It's like how consuming works basically. Because you're basically more and more people are buying it, and they're buying it twice. Either buying it for their friend, or they're buying it like if they have a Steam Deck, or maybe like a Nintendo Switch, they're buying it for that also. So like they're actually buying it twice. So like you see, like last year was the year of indie games. Yes, the jokes about Expedition 33 being an indie game. It's still under the category of an indie game. Yes. Something like that. Hades, also Silk Song, all indie developing, and they were all contention for Game of the Year, right? So it's now I think companies are finally deciding like, wait, $70, $80, maybe there's a rare occurrence. To be honest with you, I'm already expecting GTA
That shit's
6
gonna
to
be
be
like
like
120, bro.
that shit's gonna be like no
If
less
that,
than $100.
I don't
I'm
care.
already
I'm not playing
expecting
it.
it.
I
The
don't
thing
care.
is, I'm expecting it to be $100, and I know that shit's gonna break records. Literally break sales record off the fucking moon, right? But I'm expecting it, so it is what it is because it's GTA. Fuck it, whatever. But again, I think it's also to the back to the point. I mean, this is a good thing. Again, nobody's buying physical copies anymore. Physical copies are not a thing anymore. There are maybe some small things. Maybe there are.
I feel like
physical
only
copies.
for Nintendo it is because they still
Yeah,
do the cartridges, but
yeah.
yeah.
Because again, it's that, and I'm probably like, again, it's gonna be like that. But I think digital copies is always the wave. Again, when was the last time you bought a CD? Like the last time I bought a CD for a PC was 1.6 CS. I remember that shit because my brother brought that when I was younger, and he bought the like a CS
Oh, CS
1.6,
1.6, yeah.
and it was on a disc. And I remember that shit being on a disc, and I had to put that on the PC. That was the last time I remember buying like a physical copy for a PC. And now,
Hmm.
like you see, like like no need for that because no need for the like making the hard copies and everything. And again, people don't need to understand. Also, like whenever we recommend games to each other, we're like, all right, how much is the price? And if it's like more than $20, we're gonna like, all right, you gotta convince us about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone's got that friend group. We're like, hey, we should play this game. I'm like, all right, is it more than like $20? All right, convince us why, you know? Um, but I think it's a good thing. The rare, very rare W. But also, speaking on Nintendo news, I also saw that what was it? Star Fox is gonna be in the new Mario Galaxy. They just announced him randomly. He's just being in the new Mario Galaxy,
Yeah.
which now begs the question:
Shared universe.
are
The
they gonna make a
Nintendo
Smash?
verse.
They're making a Smash universe game into Nintendo, so I'm kind of curious how that goes up upon it. But yeah, that's all the news for today. Up to core news. We lost to NRG Academy 2-1 last week, and now
Well,
we are going to be
yesterday.
playing, or yesterday, as of this recording. Um, we lost to them 2-1, so now we are 1-1 this season. And now we go against Pigeons. It's going to be on Monday at 7 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. PST. So if you guys want to catch up and you guys want to watch us, we're going to be watch partying that. So we're going to be going against Pigeons. It's always a big game for every team just to make sure we qualify for, so we can qualify for China and Champions and then Brazil for Ascension. So, big games for us next week. Make sure to check it out. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go to QORgaming.com/shop, check out the merch,
Use code
and
QORcast.
yep, thank you, and bye bye.